Good evening. Good evening. I want you to, if you believe in the commentary that you're about to hear, then of course I would like for you to subscribe. Then, and if you are already subscribed, I would like for you to hit the bell icon so that you can get further messages, and it will help with the algorithms also. Understand this. I told you over a month ago that Ukraine would lose this war. And I told you that Israel will lose this war, and they are losing it. I will leave a link to those videos if I'll leave them in the end thing. This is a message to the Vatican. This message is to the Vatican. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, and we're going to start with verse 11. This is for the Christians and for the Vaticans and for the Vatican. Corinthians 11, and I'm going to start reading at 2 Corinthians 11, and I'm going to start reading at verse 11. Wherefore, because I love you not, God knoweth. But what I do, I will do that I may cut off occasion from them which desire occasion, that wherein they glory, they may be found even as we. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostle of Christ, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. I say again, let no man think me a fool, if otherwise, yet as a fool receive me, that I may boast myself a little. That which I speak it not after the Lord, but as it were foolishly, in this confidence of boasting. And what this means to Christians is that God is aware of what you're doing. God knows, to the Vatican, to the Pope, even though you pray to a black Jesus and a Madonna, you will not get away with this. You're not getting away with this. You are deceitful. You are Satan worshipers. And all this money that people pay in tithes is just like what was paid years ago, what they call indulgences. An indulgence is when a person wants to commit a crime, they go to the church and they pay the priest or whoever for permission to commit the crime. Then once they pay them, they go out, kill, murder, and rape, and the so-called bishop or whoever prays for them. This is the same thing as tithes. And they will tell you in the Christian church, and they will tell you in the synagogue of Satan, just pay me and I will not tell the police. They tell you not to they tell all their parishioners, do not go to the police, come to us. And then they hide the facts from the police as long as you are paying tithes or whatever to the church. And if someone tells, they excommunicate that person. They excommunicate them. You see, as I stated before, Christianity is satanic. Christianity is satanic. And if you think that you can fool God, then you are a fool and you are fooling yourself, because you are serving your desires and your ego in place of God. You are putting your desires, your greed, and your ego ahead of God. You fear losing money. You fear getting caught doing evil things. But you don't fear God. And then you go and you act like God doesn't know what you're doing. Then when something happens to you, you get on your knees and you pray to God. What you don't understand is this. Let's go to Revelation 2, verse 11. Revelation 2, verse 11. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. What is the first death? The first death is your physical body. The second death is your soul. That is what you should be trying to maintain and hold on to. Yahshua gave up the body, but he did not give up his soul. Understand this. To further prove my point, I'm going to Mathews 16, and I'm going to start at verse 23. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan, thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross, and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it, shall find his soul. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? The key, Matthew 16, verse 26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? You see, Yahshua is talking about your soul. When he says lose your life, he's talking about your physical body. He gave his up. Yahshua was the Son of Man, and he says it repeatedly in Mathews, Mark, and Luke. He gave up his physical body, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. What arose after the death of his physical body? His soul. His soul. Revelation 2, verse 11. He states right there, you can lose the physical body, but it is the second death. The second death is the soul. And that's what Yahshua has been preaching to us. You listen to this guy, Floyd Mayweather. I listened to him the other day. He was talking about, oh yeah, I'm making all this money and God wants me to have this money. God doesn't care about whether you have money or not. God doesn't care about whether you have money or not. You are no different than anybody else. God is concerned with souls, spirit. God is a spirit and God is concerned with spirits. Our bodies are just being used to educate our spirits and to test our spirits using our free will. And you have the Bible right here to explain all this to you. If you have eyes that can see, ears that can hear. Mathews, go to Mathews 13, and we're going to pick up on verse 15. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. Those that listen, those that listen, those whose ears are not dull of hearing, and their eyes they have not closed. This is what Yahshua is talking about. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and not heard them. Why? Because their eyes are closed, and they hear what they want to hear. And you hear and you see all these, and who are these people? The black Christians. The black Christians. And we know why Christianity was created, to enslave and colonize, and we know the history of it. And those people who do not acknowledge that they are Hebrew Israelites, their eyes are closed and their ears are waxed shut. But they think that they're going to enter the kingdom of heaven, metaphorically speaking, because what we're talking about is saving the soul. I'm going to end here, but soon I'm going to be teaching spiritual philosophy. That's what's going to be my concentration. Spiritual philosophy. It is what Yahshua studied. It is what Moses studied. It is what Abraham studied. It was what Melchizedek taught. It is what turned Enoch into an immortal mortal. Enoch became an immortal mortal. That is the goal of spiritual philosophy. That's why it is the name of my channel. Let me explain something to you. The earth came out of the sun. The earth came out of the sun. It was carried to this orbit by the wind and set in place by the moon. This is all a part of spiritual philosophy. We live in the mind of God. So if someone tells you that they were walking or that they talked to God, they're lying. We live within the mind of God. God speaks to us through vibrations. Through us by vibrations. But that is for another day. And I've even, look, eat the Hebrew Israelite diet. Follow the 10 Commandments. And there is another 10 Commandments that is for your soul to follow. And I will educate you on that as well. Like and subscribe. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you all later.